Hey guys, welcome to the Team Panacea call. We do this call every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central. This is your go-to place to find out what's working, what's not working, and what kind of promotions and everything that are going on right now. So first off, next Monday, no team call. It's Memorial Day, so enjoy your Memorial Day and have a good evening. If you guys just really absolutely need a weekly dose of a Chris Reed on a call, I'm doing a guest call Tuesday night for the Hudgens team. I don't remember what they call themselves, Monster Home Fitness or something like that, but I'm speaking on their call Tuesday night. So I'll put that information in Team Pan anyway. So May notes, challenge pack. Still, if you get a challenge pack, you get the real-time workouts thrown in. That does not include, ironically, and I'm not sure if it says that in the print, but that does not include the 2B Mindset Challenge pack, right? Because I had somebody actually who wanted to buy the 2B Mindset, and I told her, hey, we'll throw in these workouts, and turns out we won't. So just bear that in mind. It's the other challenge packs, not the 2B Mindset, and maybe not the Refresh Challenge pack too. I haven't looked at it. Ultimate Portion Fix Challenge pack is still $20 off. The Vegan Chocolate Recovery is coming out on the 28th. Apparel, a lot of it is 50% off. If you go back there and you look at in the apparel section, they're still doing the first Success Club points promotion for this month. You get that free shirt if you've never got Success Club points, and you get at least one or two because you can't get one. But if you get your first Success Club points this month, then you get one of those free shirts. And this is the second month of the 2 months in Success Club 10 to qualify for the tailgate party at Summit. I am now, I guess, officially qualified because I'm in Success Club 10, and I got it last month too. So that's exciting for me, at least, and I hope to see some of you guys there. So just to kind of recap, the weekly PV recognition that I do, that's weekly PV that I post in there. But what I'm going to do, on these calls, I'm going to do the rolling 5 weeks, just because maybe it's going to give us an opportunity to recognize some different people in some cases, and you know, the more people we get to recognize, the better. It's one of the vital behaviors now. I feel kind of weird saying that because our top personal volume winner this particular week, or in the last 5 weeks, is me with 2198. And coming in second place, and guys, listen, this is what is impressive about this young lady. Coming in second place is Zeta with 2,065. So, you know, just to put that into perspective, I've got 5 business centers and Zeta has 1. And so, you know, and you keep in mind that, I mean, I move those business centers around, or I move those customer orders and stuff like that. So I'm not like ordering 5 bags of Shakeology. I'm pretty much just ordering my 1 bag of Shakeology and whatever other stuff I want. But I'm still, you know, I got 2,200 basically, and Zeta with 1 CBC has 2065. Coming in third place is Cody with 1844, and then Joan with 1662. If you need the last names, that's Cody Reed and then Joan Crocker. I think that's kind of a given. Success Club leaders for this month so far is Sam Ramsdell, Renee Dinsmore, and Chris Reed with 10 points. I got some enrollers out. I'm hoping to have a really good month this month. I really want to be able to show that the numbers that I'm throwing down as far as these invites translates to Success Club points. And, you know, obviously there's no affiliate program or anything like that for Teamzy, but it's definitely something that I wish that I had started sooner, when I would have had the motivation to do it, because I'm not sure if I would have had the motivation maybe 2 years ago or something like that. But I'm able to, I'm able to track right now. And really, that's kind of what I want to talk about. Let you guys ask some questions maybe about what's working for me right now. But when we go to Summit or we hear these team calls, a lot of times if you're like me and you hear people talk about inviting 50 people a day or more and just sending blank invites to people, I know that when I listen to that, even in the back of my head, somehow or another, I doubted it. Even though sometimes, a lot of the times it's my friends on stage telling me this, I was like, no, they've really got something else they're doing. They're not just messaging, 50 or 100 people a day, this copy and paste. They're doing something else. And I mean, and I know that even I used to get some of these copy and pastes, not about the nails, but about, an energy product or something along those lines. And I would even kind of throw a line back at them. I'm like, does this ever work? Does this ever work? Because I'm actually pretty successful in this kind of business, and this, I just don't do this. I don't have to do this. And, and it's kind of a snarky reply, to be honest with you. But it was outside my realm of just acknowledging that, what? It does work. And what's weird about it, guys, and I don't mean to just randomly preach here, but if you've heard me talk, and, and I've always, one of the things that I always say, the answer to almost every question is talk to more people, right? I mean, I know everybody here has heard me say that. And you may have heard me talk about the analogy about standing, when I was talking to, I would always use this when I'm talking about having a lot of Facebook friends over a few Facebook friends or whatever. The guy standing at the corner of a busy intersection, and everybody that walks by, he's like, hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? Hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? Hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? And, somebody eventually is going to be like, oh, wait, is that Beachbody thing? Actually, I've been thinking about doing it. Dude, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Is I am standing on a busy corner saying, hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? Hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? And the vast majority of those 25 people a day are ignoring me, right? They're ignoring me, or they're saying no, or they're saying I just had back surgery, or one of them's like, I'm waiting for a heart transplant, and so there's all these different answers, but the vast majority of them don't answer at all. And that's fine. But some of them do. And so if only 3% of them do, and that would be like 12% actually ask, hey, give me more details. If 1 out of 10, so that's 2.5 new conversations about challenge packs, like legit real conversations that I'm having that I wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Because that's just donuts, right? That's just copy and paste. That's not somebody who messages me or clicks like on one of my invites or call to actions or anything. I'm not counting those. I'm talking about 25 copy and pastes, and and I'm using Teamzy, and I'm just going down the list because Teamzy tells me who I should contact next, and so I contact them, click follow up, click Facebook message, it automatic, or click invite to challenge group. It automatically sets the follow up for 2 days later. Again. And I've just been doing that, and it's working, guys. It's working. I have in my notes, I have that copy and paste. And for me being a guy, the copy and paste is, hey, Cody and I are starting an accountability group. I put in there, that it's me and Cody, so they don't think that I'm stalking on them or anything like that. And in the back of my head, it also maybe makes them think that maybe they're supposed to know me better than they do, because they might be like, I don't know who Cody is. Maybe they'll take a look at my page and be like, oh, okay, that's his wife. But anyway, so that's how that invite goes. I have that saved for notes. And then on the other one, on a different section of the notes, I have, hey, if, or, hello, young lady, or I hope you're doing okay. I think it says something like this. I hope you're doing okay. If now's not a good time for you, I'd be happy to reach out to you later. Would that work out better? Question mark. And So when I got 73 follow-ups to do today, you know, a bunch of them are getting that message, and I'm putting to follow up with them again. And at that point, I'm putting to follow up with them, like I'm actually kind of scattering it out between 1 week and 2 months, because I don't want them all to fall on one day, just for my sake. But, you know, I'm telling them, hey, I'm going to come back around to you, and I'm just going to keep coming back until they tell me to pound sand, or you know, something else along those lines. And so, you know, that's what I'm doing with these people, and having this conversation, and I have these things just ready to go, and I'm just scrolling. You know, Teamzy tells you, hey, this is who you need to contact next, and you can go through and you can like click on you know, like I've got my groups sorted by each customer CBC, right? So there's all these different customer lists. Between me and Cody, you know, there's like 7 different customer lists, but then there's Facebook and all these other things. But honestly, what I'm doing right now is I'm just like Russian roulette. I'm just like spinning my chat wheel by clicking it over there on the bottom and bringing it up, and then spinning it up. And then I'm looking, and then I'm clicking on, mostly right now, if I'm being honest, I'm only clicking on females, because my copy and paste begins with hello, young lady. So I don't want to change that. So right now I'm just inviting females. You know, later I'll change it to maybe to where I invite some guys, but you know, the guys that I'm inviting are probably more of them are people that I'm actually a little bit more friendly with, or know them a little bit more personally. So they don't get the copy and paste anyway. And I'm telling you guys, and I'm really kind of getting excited about the legacy aspect of this, or the ability to help other people. Like one of the people that I just signed up, and I'm really excited about this. She needs to lose 120 pounds, right? She needs to lose 120 pounds. And her goal, when I asked her why, what would she do if she was 120 pounds lighter? She's like, I'd run a half marathon, or maybe a marathon. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's make that happen. And I can really identify with that. For me, I can identify with that. And so, I mean, I've got my plan, guy. You know, I'm gonna look at where she's located. I'm gonna find like a 5K, like 4 months from now, and we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna get her ready for that 5K, and then we'll move on and we'll do the 10K. And you know, I mean, I haven't said this out loud to anybody else, but you know, I think that it would be pretty awesome, maybe if you know, if Cody and or I ran up there to run that half marathon with her. She lives in Indiana, you know, so I'd have some people up there that I could hang out with anyway, and that might actually even be interested in running that race also. But I think that would be pretty cool. And so I've got a couple of people right now that, you know, need to lose 100 pounds according to them. And so, you know, when we have that conversation, they, you know, they answer me back, and they're like, hey, you know what? I think I would be interested in doing this. And so I'm like, one of the first things that I ask is that, okay, you know, do you have like a goal in mind, a fitness goal or a weight loss goal? Is there an event that you're getting ready for? And you know, question mark. And so when they hit me with something like 30 to 120 pounds, that's where I kind of really start laying the groundwork for the challenge pack and Shakeology, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to start you out. I think we should start you out with a 21-day program, maybe the 3-day program and then a 21-day program. But obviously, we're not going to accomplish these goals in 21 days. So I think, you know, what makes sense for you is Beachbody On Demand, so that you're going to have access for a whole year, because it's going to take us a year to reach this goal. And, you know, Shakeology is going to be a really key part of making that happen. And, you know, so, and honestly, I've been signing up a lot of customers. I've got 10 points right now, but I've signed 1 coach, I think, in the last, you know, or this month. And so, I mean, I don't really hate that, you know, because I mean, I'm putting them where I need, but you know, the idea is later. You know, I want them to become really great customers, so that they can later become really motivated coaches. And so I don't really mean for this call to be like a Teamzy commercial. I don't make any money off of it, but you know, I do really strongly think that you guys would find that your activity level increases when you log in and you click on dashboard and you see, okay, this is what you did today. And especially if you're going to be sharing that with everybody else. Questions, comments about anything?
Hey, Chris, what income did you set up for Teamzy? Did you keep it at six figures? I think the most you can go up to is what, 500,000?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know what? That's another thing, honestly, that I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to. Let me go look and see. I think I put it at 120K or something like that, which honestly, let me come back to you. Which honestly, I mean, that'd be a pretty substantial pay cut. But I know that, you know, the numbers that they gave is a lot more than I was doing, you know. I mean, and actually the numbers that I think that originally it gave me like 8 or 10 invites a day or something like that. And you know what, and Kim and I got a little competitive, and I think I said 10 and Kim said 15. And so then I said, okay, I'm going to do 20. So I think mine is actually set for 20 invites a day. And it's not hard. I mean, you know, doing that copy and paste, it's not hard. The more, you know, it takes more time. Honestly, the follow-ups take more time than the invites for me. But dude, it works. I mean, it's crazy that
I've used it before. And I think whenever I used it, Julie was using Google Streak, and I think that's free, but sort of the same, but a little bit different. And I do remember it working. I mean, it did work, but it was one of those things where I'm like, man, $30 a month. I'm a cheapskate. I'll go back to pen and paper because I'm old fashioned and it's free.
right.
But I'm willing to give anything a shot again. And if, you know, I mean, if anything, it might just earn my $30 back plus more. So
Well, think about that. That's $30. That's one challenge pack a month that you wouldn't have made without Teamzy. You know,
or even a custom-made by Shakeology. I mean, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that you could. I think it works. I think it's totally worth it. And you know, I'm confident that if you do it, it's gonna be one of those things. It's like my planners, right? So, you know, I posted in Teampan, hey, I bought another planner. I have no idea where that thing is. You know, I mean, I even posted, I was like, you know, I buy these things every year, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get organized and I'm gonna use it, but I never ever do. Let's see if this time's different. It's not. I have no idea where it is. It's gone. But this, you know what? I can lose this too because I've lost my computer. You know, I mean, I lost my computer in my house somewhere like 6 months ago. I have no idea where it is.
How you know you have a big house? You lose your computer in your house.
Yeah. I should still be able to find it by now. I mean, the cord is right there. The charging cord's right there. I don't know where my computer is. You know, I actually got a deal saying, I got something, an email saying, hey, you haven't logged into your computer in like 6 months. Should we take you off of it?
Wow.
You know, because I guess they thought I sold it or whatever. But anyway, but I can't lose Teamzy, right? I can't, and you know, and I love that I'm able to import my Facebook people in and stuff like that. And so here's one of the things that if you haven't imported your people in yet that I would tell you, is that you can tag them, right? And so, you know, you're going to want to import your Facebook people in, and, you know, you're obviously going to tag them with Facebook. And then you can import your customers and Julie's customers. And I would encourage you, you know, to put like the coach ID number for each one of them so you know who it is that you're talking to. The other thing that I would tell you to do is for some reason, I deleted like a whole bunch of information that could have ended up being useful, like home addresses and stuff like that. Like I was just like, hey, you know what? I just need their names and that's it. I think maybe and email addresses. But I mean, I'm not even sure if I kept email. But anyway, it's set up basically for the back office. You know, it's our version basically. When you go in, you're like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, so they give you the Beachbody version. And so you'll have to go through, and you're like, look, I don't care what day they signed up, and I don't care how much the last thing that you'll have to click ignore on a few boxes, but everything else, import all that stuff, right? Because you know you never know if you're going to need to send them a sample or whatever, and it's just, you know, it's easier to leave it than it is to delete it, honestly. But anyway, what I was going to say also is you can rate your people like in a priority rating from 1 to 5, right? So like if you want, so what I wish I'd done, because I'm using Facebook mostly to talk to my people right now, to do my invites. I wish that I had made like everybody that I was importing from Facebook a 4 instead, because everybody imported was a 3. And so, you know, Teamzy actually, it's like, hey, here's your next 10 people to talk to. Here's your next 10 people to talk to. And so that might be a mix of, you know, customers and Facebook people and stuff like that. And so just for me to be just using one medium, and, you know, I'm just sitting there and I'm able to, you know, I would be able to just sit there and just do Facebook messaging. Whereas if I just went off what they're saying, you know, it would be like, okay, this is Facebook Messenger and this person's Instagram and this person's a customer, so I'm going to have to, you know, open up my Gmail and email them or text them or something like that. So maybe think about how you rank or prioritize your people too, and whichever method you think you're going to be using more in the beginning, maybe give them a 4 and leave everybody else as a 3. Okay, that's all I have about that. Anybody have any other questions or comments or anything?
I just think it's been a really helpful tool in honing in focus, because I would find that I would be looking around on Facebook, and I'm not inclined to scroll the news feed, but I'd be thinking, okay, who do I know? Who do I know? Where's my list? And this has the list in your face all the time. And I'm connecting with Facebook people that, oh yeah, I forgot about, and I forgot about, and I forgot about, people that I know,
right,
who are now being prompted through Teamzy.
Right. Yeah, that's the biggest plus for me, is honestly that I can't lose it, you know. But I mean that, you know, somebody messages me and they're like, oh, you know what, it turns out I'm not going to be able to do this until May 19th. And so, I mean, I can go straight to follow-ups and click on May 18th, and I still don't use the notes section, and I'm not really copy and pasting over what I say to them, you know, because what I do is I open it and I just look at the conversation, you know. I mean, it's the same thing for me, the way my brain works. It's the same thing. Like if, you know, when I, because that's a real person, right? This person said, hey, I'm gonna be able to do this on May 19th. And so, you know, when I open it, I see the conversation, and the last thing was, hey, I'm gonna be able to do this May 19th. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll reach out to you then. And, you know, and it's right there. I don't need to look in the notes. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing I'm finding helpful about that is, as I go through my customers, because some of them I text, some of them didn't leave a phone, some of them I email, and some of them are through Facebook. So specifically for my customer list, I'm finding those notes really helpful.
Right. Yeah, and that would make sense. In that, you know, I almost don't. almost never email my customers. I mean, I do, but I almost never get anything back, you know? So I text or, you know, and so again, when I pull them up to text them, the conversation is still there, but yeah. How are you doing on points this month, Kim? 2? Okay. Dennis, where are you at, man? Okay.
Slow month.
So, huh?
It's been a slow month. Like I said earlier, it's I've invited more this month than I have in a really long time, and I'm just getting a bunch of ignore. I'm not worried, man. You know, I'm not worried. I'll get there. It's just I'd rather get them now than on the last day of the month. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Mm-hmm. What about you, Carrie? How are you doing this month? 2? Okay. You gonna try Teamzy with us?
You know, I signed up for Teamzy a long time ago, so I already went through my free trial. But I don't know. It seems, does it take a long time to set the whole thing up and get used to it? Like,
I really don't think so okay. I'm not intentionally trying to knock down your objections, okay? But me too. That's why I signed up. I mean, because I got 5 CBCs, I've got 5 email addresses, right? So I signed up for it a long time ago and never used it. And so I just used a different email to get the free trial this time. And I got a free trial. And I mean, if you guys know me, you have to know that tech is not my thing. I hate it. I hate it. And this was so easy to import my people in. I can't. It's been easier than anything else I've ever done. Easier than Constant Contact. Easier than anything else. I mean, it's got a video right there of, you know, I mean, it says, hey, do you want to import your Facebook people? And there's a video showing you how to do it. And it worked, you know, and normally that stuff still don't. I'm like, the video's wrong. It doesn't work. And, you know, of course it's me, but still, like, I would really encourage you to give it another shot. You got nothing to lose, you know. Like I said, you don't even have to put in your credit card information to do it. And if it doesn't work, you know, then go back to doing something else. But I would challenge you to give it a shot, and then message one of us, and we'll put you in our little team report, and then we'll see what your numbers are too. And you can see ours, and you know, I want more people to see my stuff, because that's going to drive me more, you know. So, you know, I mean, it's all kind of goes hand in hand. You know, that I've kind of gotten a little bit more motivated, or a little bit more driven, or whatever. And so part of that is I'm focusing more on recognition, but because I'm more motivated and I've got 5 business centers, you know, it's, you know, my numbers are there. But I can tell you that, you know, if we would have looked at things a year ago, you know, I certainly wouldn't have been on the Success Club 10 leaderboard, you know, on the 19th or the 20th or whatever today is. That's 100% because of the time that I'm putting in, and you know, and because I'm tracking it and I'm using Teamzy. So I would tell you, you know, give it a shot. It's, you know, they're not going to charge you any money, so you don't really have anything to lose. You going to Summit? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or anything? We're coming up on 40 minutes, and I'm not going to ask that question 17 times. But I would love to hear any kind of comments or feedback that I have from you guys, or even goals. Like Dennis, okay, so you know what? I'm going to ask a question. So you're setting up, what did you put for your income goal, Dennis?
I think it was 125.
Okay. And so what did that make your numbers be?
Oh, dude, I don't remember. 7.
Well, pull it up.
Hang on, I'm trying to import my contacts, but let me go back. Hang on a second.
Tell Carrie how easy it is.
So far, so good, Carrie.
I already imported all my contacts, but honestly, I couldn't do it. I had to have them do it for me, which was much easier.
Well, I could actually help you. I can provide some tech support.
I feel like it helps quite a bit with the overwhelming feeling of I've got all of this stuff to manage and how much of time should I do on this and this and this. And I just think it really helps with the overwhelm.
You know what? I think one of the other things that if you were on the call with Christina Battaglia a few weeks ago, one of the things that I've really kind of been cracking myself up about at this point is a level of fearlessness that I haven't really had before, where like I'll be in the middle of a conversation, right? And so, or I'm copy and pasting, and then somebody's like, hey, well, tell me about the refresh. And so I go and I pull that up and I copy it and I paste it. And then I go back to my invites and I'm like, copy, paste. And I'm like, oh, you know, this is a person I've never talked to before and I just sent them a video, you know, for the 3-day refresh or 21-day fix or something like that. Or, you know, some other, and I'm like, oh, sorry, that was completely by mistake. But since and they'll be like, no problem. But since we're talking, I was actually inviting somebody to my challenge group. Is that something you'd be interested in? And, you know, so far it hasn't worked. But again, it's almost like that story that I tell about the girl at a race one time where I was trying to find her on Facebook and I was like, wow, you must have your privacy settings really high. And she's like, yeah, I probably do. And, you know, and then she didn't tell me how to overcome that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. I'll just tell this story later. So now I have this new level of, hey, I'll just tell this story later, where I'm randomly sending people out of the blue, you know, copy and pastes for whatever it is that they asked me a question about and, you know, working that into a conversation. Did you find out what your numbers are yet, Dennis? Or are you still importing?
No, 6, 4, and 3.
6.3.
6, 4, and 3. 6 prospects, 4 customers, 3 coaches.
How many invites a day? That's the important number.
7.
Okay. So how many are you going to do? Because 7's easy.
Right. That's about right. This is, yeah. Dennis working a full-time job. This is 7's good.
That's 10 minutes, brother. We're going to talk outside of the call. That's 10 minutes worth of work, 7 invites. But I mean, you know, it works. It takes some time if you do some. I mean, I was watching TV, but I legit 73 follow-ups took me about 5 hours. You know.
Wow.
But I mean, that's watching Supernatural also, you know, and having other conversations and yada yada yada. But you know, if you just sit down and you focus on it, then there's nothing. But I mean, if you think about 73 invites and your you know, that would be 10 days worth of. That's 10 days worth of work if your number is going to be 7 a day. But anyway, okay, so that's cool. As long as I mean, you know, maybe 7 a day is going to be, would you say that that's more than you've been inviting now?
Yeah, I'm usually about 4 to 5 a day.
Like
it's
legit
not
invites, hey, join my group.
It's not like a copy and paste, hey, young lady, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's very a personalized each one. And, you know, they're probably it's a good paragraph, you know, not like a super long invitation, but very personalized. I would say that each invite probably takes me, I don't know, a few minutes to type it out and consciously think of who I'm talking to and how it could help them.
Right. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to upload now. I'm trying to redirection.
Okay, ladies, you have any other questions? All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for being on the call, and I will see you on the boards.
Bye, guys.